Local rebellion, Gazans attempt to stop Hamas from firing at Israel, IDF source says.
Here's a summary of the article.
Some 262 days into the Iron Swords war, a source in the Southern Command revealed the military situation of Hamas. Hamas is experiencing an inability to produce weapons and lacks command and control, and the Gazan population is trying to prevent them from firing towards Israel. Since October 7, we have carried out 30,000 airstrikes on targets in Gaza. This is in addition to thousands of attacks conducted by combat helicopters and UAVs of the Air Force. We managed to damage production sites, said an official in the command. We have caused significant damage to Hamas's production and armament capabilities at both the battalion and brigade levels. On the rare occasions when they do fire, we quickly close the loop and strike them. The Southern Command coordinates the attacks on Gaza 24/7 from a fire control center. The center has two main responsibilities. It prepares a data list of targets that will collapse Hamas's military and governmental capabilities. The second responsibility is working to protect the communities surrounding Gaza by improving the IDF's ability to respond and maneuver quickly. The Southern Command works daily to identify both human targets and military targets, as well as Hamas's governmental capabilities, in order to strike them.
This post received a score of 5,000, with an upvote ratio of 92%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Good to hear. Hamas are cowards.
Yet, still supported by majority of Palestinians. But, according to this article, not all of them.
That's why he said in majority.
But that's not news. The news is it's potentially shrinking, according to J-Post, IDF.
Also, support is kinda a tricky word. AP reported in 2021 that 53% of Palestinians found Hamas to be the most deserving representative of Palestine, but a majority also believed them to be corrupt but were afraid to voice out criticism publicly. Similarly to how Putin won with 88% of the vote, it means nothing if you have a gun to people's heads to support you.
Good for the locals. The fact they feel secure enough to, purportedly, risk going against Hamas is probably the best evidence that Hamas capabilities are actually degrading that I've seen.
A vast majority of the locals have supported Hamas before and after the October 7 massacre. It's good that some are now changing their minds or willing to oppose them.
I mean they're kinda seeing the writing on the wall with Israel blasting the shit out of them wherever they go. Purely as a matter of survival, choosing to try and sabotage Hamas seems the fastest way to end this crap.
It's almost like 2 + 2 = 4 after all. Really wish the anti-Hamas Gaza voices were being amplified, to show cases that Gaza don't want to be used as meat shields by Hamas. That they want them gone, rather than Hamas as the resistance.
More blame needs to be placed in Iran. They are literally funding and promoting this.
Good on those Gazans. They know what Hamas truly is. And Sinwar, the butcher of Khan Yunis.
I'm rooting for the Gazans who are for rooting out the terrorists. Hopefully, this will catch on in Lebanon.
Free Gaza from Hamas indeed.
Indeed.
A Gaza that fights back against Hamas is much closer to having a state.
Do all you can to support the local rebellion.
Good, Lebanese people, take note.
This is exactly what we need. However, the first step is secular education to de-radicalize people. That won't happen when Hamas control UNRWA. That won't happen while the UNRWA exists. Should be rightfully abolished.
This is hopeful. If they can kick Hamas out of their lands, then this war can finally end.
Interestingly, I think the pro-Pali protesters have done more harm than good and they don't even realize. Think about it though, by constantly rallying for Palestine and/or Hamas, all they've done in reality is give a false sense of confidence and support to Hamas to keep fighting, to never give up because, look at all the global support we have. What has that done for them though? It's led to continuous war, more and more death for innocent Palestinians. In an alternate timeline where the world rallied against Hamas, the hostages were freed earlier and Hamas was disposed, this war would have been long over.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to Speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.